A top soldier was drinking water when robbers ambushed him. The robber racked his gun, but Boyka calmly ejected the magazine first. The robber bent down to grab it, and Boyka instantly snatched the pistol away, flipping the situation completely. The robber realized he'd picked the wrong target, but Boyka wasn't planning to hurt him. He emptied the magazine and warned him, "Leave quietly, and I'll pretend this never happened." Later, he brought his prisoner to the US-Mexico border, knowing someone inside tipped off the ambush. The cartel boss wouldn't talk, and going back meant getting silenced. Boyka looked at his badge and the bag of cash, then made his choice. He stuffed his badge on the boss, closed the trunk, and set it on fire. He grabbed the money and walked away, using the corpse to fake his own death. But now he had to cross the dangerous border, and trouble found him fast. A few thugs were tormenting a dog, so Boyka stepped in. They ignored him and tried to jump him instead, but these clowns were no match. Boyka dropped all of them in 2.5 seconds flat. He and the dog crossed into Mexico and reached a small border town together. Boyka was thirsty, but the water was contaminated. Then a woman suddenly appeared behind him. She pulled a knife. Boyka didn't flinch, and the second she lunged, he disarmed and pinned her instantly. He took her jacket but left her unharmed, then grabbed his bag and left. But this quiet little town turned out to be impossible to navigate. Every store, every restaurant refused to sell him anything, like he didn't exist. He missed the bus out of town, so he went back to the bar and paid thousands for food and a room. He was sound asleep when Susan woke him up, because she'd found all the cash in his bag. She decided he was either a drug dealer or a thief and didn't wait for an explanation. She threw the whole bag out the window. The thief from earlier had been waiting outside the whole time. He couldn't believe his luck, grabbed the bag and ran, and Boyka chased him down. But when Boyka reached for the bag, a local gang surrounded him. They outnumbered him and started tossing his bag around like a game, pushing him too far. He knocked one guy out cold, and the brawl exploded with machetes swinging everywhere. But none of them could touch him. He dodged and countered with brutal precision. They couldn't land a hit, and in the chaos, the dog tried to sneak off with the bag. A huge guy blocked him. It was Marco, the gang's boss. All the thugs worked for him, and Marco could tell Boyka wasn't ordinary. He demanded to know why Boyka was in town, and with more guys closing in, Boyka played it cool. He said he was just passing through and would leave tomorrow, no trouble. Marco bought it and tossed the bag back without even checking inside. Meanwhile, US police arrived at the ambush site. Captain Wayne found evidence that one agent survived. Tire tracks led toward the border, so Wayne headed straight there. He found the burned car and the body in the trunk. Boyka's badge was inside, but Wayne immediately knew something was off. He spotted footprints crossing the border and realized Boyka faked his death. He'd taken the cash and escaped to the nearest town. Susan came to check on him because she was worried he'd get hurt. She explained the town used to be peaceful and beautiful, full of tourists. Then drug dealers took over, drove everyone out, and turned it into a cartel hub. The police chief was their biggest protector, and he ordered the remaining locals to stay silent. The dog came back for the bag again, but this time he brought backup. The dog was already far ahead, so Boyka untied himself and sprinted after him. He is stunned by what he sees, but 2 seconds later, cash spills everywhere, and a crowd starts closing in, everyone eyeing the money with greed. Now his secret's out, and there is no way he is leaving this town quietly. Word reaches the gang boss Marco and the sheriff, who immediately round up their crews to grab the cash. Meanwhile, Boyka's at the market by the bus station, spending $500 on a bottle of water. Before he can even drink it, a thug points a gun at him, leading to the opening scene. He is surrounded by thugs now, and getting out looks nearly impossible. As enemies close in from all sides, he raises his pistol, aims, and drops them without hesitation. He knows these guys won't let him live, and any mercy means he is the one on the ground. But there are too many of them to avoid, so Boyka has to fight his way out. The gunfire draws even more enemies, but they still don't stand a chance. An elite soldier taking on these guys is like a pro boxer fighting a toddler. Out of ammo, he grabs a weapon off a dead thug and keeps firing. Boyka moves like death itself, cutting through everyone from one end of town to the other, without blinking once, and on the way he picks up an armor-piercing round. Another squad chases him, so he lures them into a narrow alley and takes all 4 out at once. He has dropped dozens of thugs, but the danger's not over, more keep coming at him. And then they pull out a rocket launcher. Boyka dodges just in time, grabs a gun off the ground, takes out the guy on the roof with 1 shot, then sprints toward the bus station. It is 2 p.m., exactly when the bus leaves town, but he gets blocked again before he reaches it. He deals with the threat first, but by then the bus is gone. Boyka runs into the ticket office and asks the clerk when the next bus comes. But thugs burst in again, so he fires back while asking, only to hear the next bus 1T arrive until tomorrow at 2 p.m. Boyka has nowhere to go now. The whole town's crawling with thugs and cops hunting him. He ducks into an alley and gets jumped again, and in the fight his backpack falls. The kid from before shows up, grabs the bag and runs, but in his panic, the kid runs straight into a dead end. Boyko catches up and sees him trying to climb the wall. He warns the kid that this money will get him killed, and whoever takes it becomes the next target. But the kid's not giving up a fortune that easily, and as he climbs, gang boss Mark shows up with a gun and tells the kid to hand it over, or he'll shoot him dead without a second thought. Boyko steps in to save the kid, who falls to the ground in shock. Mark fires 2 shots, and Boyko goes down hard. Just as Mark's about to finish him, a brick slams into his head. Susan arrived just in time to save him, and Boyko finally breathes again. But the relief doesn't last long. Mark and his crew track them down because he captured the kid. After beating the information out of him, Mark learned Susan rescued Boyko, and now he is threatening her. Boyko's about to intervene from upstairs when suddenly a gun presses against his head. It is Captain Wayne who followed the trail here, and Boyko has no choice but to surrender. Wayne leads him out the back door of the bar, but what happens next shocks Boyko. Wayne brings him to the town police station, where Mark's waiting with a gun. That is when it clicks. Wayne and Mark have been working together the whole time. The ambush that killed his team was Wayne's doing. He sold them out from the inside. The sheriff pays Wayne for the job and tells him to take the money and leave town. Boyko's furious, but before he can react, Mark kicks him unconscious. He pulls his pistol and fires while speeding away, but the car's bouncing so hard. He misses every shot, and Boyko closes the distance before Wayne can react. He floors it and rams straight into him. Both get hurt in the crash, but Wayne wakes up first. He kicks through the window, grabs the money bag and tries to run, then hears a gun chamber behind him. No way out. Wayne gives up and tosses the backpack to Boyko, hoping to buy him off. But he underestimated how badly Boyko wants revenge for his partner. No hesitation. Boyko doesn't take the money and leave. He knows Susan's in danger back at the bar. Sure enough, the thugs torched his bar and dragged him into the street to execute him as a warning to everyone else. Nobody disobeys his orders. Just as they're about to shoot, the crowd in the distance suddenly goes wild. Boyko's handing out all the cash to the townspeople. The sheriff loses it when he sees his money going to these peasants. He orders his men to shoot and take it back, but the crowd's full of locals. Some are even family of these thugs. They can't do it. One by one, they lower their guns. They join the crowd grabbing cash. Mark sees his chance, knocks Susan out cold, and slips into the mob. He sneaks up on Boyko, but Xiao Huang shows up just in time and takes him out. Boyko thanks him and rushes off to save Susan, but the sheriff ambushes him with a rifle butt to the head. He is about to finish him off when Bruce comes out of nowhere and clamps down hard on the sheriff's arm. He screams and drops the gun. Boyko scoops it up and fires 1 shot through the sheriff's chest. While Boyko and Susan are hugging it out, the sheriff's still barely alive and tries one last ambush. Susan spots him just in time. She whips a knife straight into his heart like a throwing star. The tyrant's finally dead. The town erupts in cheers. They're free at last, and these two made it happen. Boyko gets the girl and gives away every last dollar to the people. At the end of the movie, Boyko stays in town and runs a brand new bar with Susan.